So when I was younger, I used to love professional wrestling. And during the time I liked professional wrestling, you had the WWE, right? The WWE was the cream of the crop, bro. Had all your favorite fucking wrestlers, exciting pay-per-views, dope, everything. You didn't get to watch every pay-per-view, but when you did, it was special because that was that shit, man, that had all your dudes in it. And then you had this wrestling organization called TNA. And it had a few cool people who used to be in WWE in it, so you kind of kept an eye on it, but you realize that it's fucking lame. Like, it's boring. I don't know who these dudes are. It's so gimmicky. It's like watching all the bad things that the WWE grew from again in this organization. And that brings me to the UFC and Bellator. The UFC, amazing organization, amazing fighters, just top level competition everywhere you go. Bellator, cool vets from UFC, has two homegrown boys that I could think of off the top of my head, which is MVP and Chandler. Besides that, you're just, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. At the moment, if I'm not mistaken, you're trying to sell Ryan Bader as the most dominant heavyweight. Good luck. Good luck. And the journalism from Bellator, the narrative they're pushing is absolute horseshit. Today I'm looking at, so I get up and I'm flicking through news articles. I hit up MMA News and I'm just looking, SB Nation, MMA Junkie, whatever, whoever's posting. And then I see DAZN. DAZN or whatever that is, right? And then I remember, I'm thinking to myself, where do I see that? Oh, that's that network that Bellator wants you to get so you can watch Bellator. So it's DAZN and Paramount. Now, I'm not sure if they're connected or not, but that's where this report's coming from. Headline is saying Khabib Nurmagomedov's cousin got smashed by a flying knee. So it just reeks fucking bitter Bellator all over it. So what you're doing here is you're grabbing a champion from the UFC roster, trying to steal some clout for him by talking about how his cousin got smashed, instead of trying to build the fighter who did it, the fighter who did an impressive knockout. Fighter name, impressively knocks out fighter, and then maybe throw in parentheses Khabib Nurmagomedov's cousin. You sound so bitter. The way they worded it, it sounds like it's like they're trying to just steal all the clout they can from the UFC and then backhand them at the same time. And the issue with that is you're not your own organization. When you do shit like this, you're in the fucking shadow of Big Brother. UFC's your big brother, bro. And you're just gonna keep fucking playing around in his shadow because your main headline, that your headlines all has to do somehow is all fucking connected with your big brother. You're pushing this young Irish fighter, Gallagher, out. You're pushing him like he's the next thing. After he just suffered a loss, he came back, got a win, and now you're trying to sell him. You're not directly saying it, but you're trying to sell him as the next Conor McGregor when the UFC has already done it. You're using headlines that Khabib Nurmagomedov's cousin got KO'd, but you're wording it to where it's the UFC. So when I look at Bellator, when I look at the news and the outlet and the media they're pushing out, you know what I see? I just see a big cloud of UFC over it. There's a reason why nobody takes that fight organization serious, and that's what it is. It's 100% everything they do is connected to Big Brother UFC. They don't even seem like their own organization. They seem like this fucking memey, like WWE, like psyop in MMA trying to compete with the UFC. I don't see it. If I had to rank the top fighting organizations, it's going to go UFC, Rizin, One, all the different fighting organizations on the Fight Pass, and then at the very bottom of that, it's going to be Bellator. Because guess what? You're the same. Your events might as well go on the UFC Fight Pass at this point, because you can't even get past a Bellator card. Look at a Bellator card. First thing you think is, oh, UFC. Why? Not because UFC has taken the name of MMA, but because you fucking grab all these fighters from the UFC, you grab them out of their prime, and then you force them to be your stars? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know how that makes your whole making Ryan Bader, trying to say Ryan Bader is this dominant heavyweight champion? Nobody can beat Ryan Bader. Dude, Ryan Bader was a fucking mediocre gatekeeper fighter in the UFC, and now you're selling him after he can't compete at that level anymore. You're taking him down to Bellator, and you're trying to sell him as this top level fighter. Got to be your own man, and you got to build your own fan base. You got to develop your own fighters. Bellator, it's not serious. You're not serious. I can't take you serious. Anybody, any respect, well, now let me rephrase. Anybody who really loves MMA and loves the sport of it and the technicality and just like the whole like just aesthetic of it, just like loves the lore, everything. I'm using any fucking word I can to describe just the overview, every little detail of MMA they appreciate. Can't appreciate Bellator because Bellator's too busy stuck under this giant UFC storm cloud. And when they do get a good fight, they somehow have to twist the headline into mentioning the UFC indirectly. You got good fighters. I hope those kids do well and then move up to the big leagues, because how they're managing and marketing this fight organization is a complete fucking joke. Have fun with Tito and Chael's son in 3 or 2 or whatever it is. I can't fucking wait. Bellator, I'm definitely not going to be watching.